assemblies of Wakai. Yeah. Because I went to counties. I'm not criticizing because I want to criticize. I'm criticizing because we said yesterday, former President we are riding private jet. But the Joseph Wakai brought to power is riding private jet from here to go to the Parliament. Yeah. But I will speak because people in sacrifice from our past to go my comfort. Spend my own money to bring him to power because we thought the wrong yesterday were going to be right today. Yeah. I had no regret to vote against one person here. But the people that are brought to power will regret why I had to vote for them in people. This country is a better place and will be a better place. Yes, sir. Because there's money in the country that we can live from. We don't need money from outside. So, but we don't want to empower people here. We say that as lawmakers, we have become lawbreakers. We have become criminals. We put all the money in the budget for ourselves and leave them out. I want to challenge some of your lawmakers. Some people say they want this senator. They're breaking all the law. The law you make is breaking the law, but you want to go up. You know why people want to go out? Because they want to increase the time. They say they are too short. You cannot be a gangster, then you want to run blue. You cannot be a lawmaker that disrespecting the law that we made ourselves. Then you say you want this senator, and then you waste your time. Nobody here can be for the government economy. But when we kill people, it's not happening and it will never happen. The only thing they are there for, when last people go there, government came and say, sanctify people, young love and lawyers are giving 1% and one go in law. But they sit down over there in their family because they need work. It's not the person that needs work, and not the person sanctify people say they want it. We employ our family because some people are happy. Because it is a time to be happy. It is nobody time when the country is not better. Yeah. It is everybody time when the country is better. Yeah. And we give this as a challenge to all of you people. 2029, we may be only valid for the presidency.
Go Steve to the main store.
So the man wanted for you to go Steve on the web post.
Yeah. He said, I'm joining to go Steve to the web main store to get money into the store that will go take it from now in a now, I'm 8:30. They may call me. He said, I hope, my man, I'll let you call you by. I go to work.
You live where you come to the man.
Yeah.
When they were coming, they said they were freedom fighters.
No.
When they were coming, they said they were liberators. But when they
question you want for me to explain for you to understand.
What kind of people
they still questioning me, doing the question. How many?
Freedom fighter, you pray. Freedom fighter, you kill in our children. Freedom fighter, you destroy our country.
For you to break the bread.
3 pieces of wrap. Give it to the man. Give it to the man. Then you will come back to the car.
So the food that you now carry that to the home. Feed your friend.
Yeah. When I give it to the man say thank you. I say okay. The man say
when they were coming, they said they were liberators. When they were coming, they said they were liberators. But when they came,
yeah. So when I go to the man, I say clean the car. Then they are two now.
What kind of people?
Big G.
Yeah. That big G. Photo G.
Freedom fighter, you raping our country. Freedom fighter, you killing our country.
Can't wait for me to spin out.
Freedom fighter, you destroy our
Jockey, people that the way you talk with your questions, you say when I move from here, I'll free. You say when I move from here, I'll free. I wanted to mean it. Question. Hi, looking. But now more water again. Why you don't eat to the top? I'm not going to again. And said they call me to the coffee at work.
The tea is going to be come together. You say you get the tea to the man. After you get the tea to the man, and you come back. So what next now?
For me, I'll not there.
Nobody getting very say ask me too much question. Hey, that's me things say make your egg and bread. Okay, sorry. Now okay, sorry. If you put
give me they say I make an image. You take it out.
One more freedom for one more freedom for when they were coming, they said they were freedom fighters. When they were coming, they said they were liberators. But when they keep
Oh, yes, indeed. What a great day. What a wonderful opportunity it feels. A beautiful way I'd like to welcome all of you from just wherever you are this morning. Wednesday morning. It's midweek in Liberia. And of course, it's midweek just wherever you are. Yeah, it's Wednesday. Maybe it could be Thursday somewhere else. But at least for Liberia, it's midweek. It's safe to say. Good morning, Liberia. Welcome to yet another fascinating edition of the nation's premier breakfast conversation, Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9. This is where we discuss the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development. Without fear nor favor, we speak truth to power. And of course, this is where you get the analysis of the issues making news in Liberia. There are too many things to talk about, lots of things happening in the mother's land. Good morning to our friends, our followers, and to those of you in the diaspora. A pleasant way we'd like to welcome all of you to yet another intriguing conversation. Too many things going on, lots of things. Join the live and share the show. Drop your comments as we prepare to run YouTube. What to expect from now straight up to 10 o'clock this morning. It's going to be a very engaging conversation. And of course, later on between 9:20 and so we expect to have a young entrepreneur, a young Liberian who've lived in the United States of America and has identified a problem, has identified a challenge that we continue to encounter. And of course, I've used his exposure, I've used his education, his expertise to bring some degree of solution and of course, to that particular sector and environment. So yes, it's important that we encourage these kinds of attitude among our diasporan community. Mr. Sam Sion Jr. Will be our guest. He'll be right here with us to talk to us about his idea, about his solution, about his contribution, and of course, promises to be an eye-opening discourse. But yes, of course, in between time, there are too many things. The EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency of Liberia, has fined several concessions company across the country for environmental pollution. Over 300K fine hits AML, and of course, until B Mountain and others. At Hewu Mission is a very reputable school in our country. There is a report of an unlawful dismissal of a teacher there.
What kind of people they so? They are freedom fighters. What kind of people they so? They are freedom fighters. You freedom?
Okay, where are the freedom fighters?
They are freedom fighters. Freedom fighter, you kill it.
So quickly, of course, the more the Front Page Africa newspaper is reporting this morning. No audit, no proof, and this is in the case with former finance minister and 4 others past government officials are facing charges of economic sabotage in a $6.2 million theft case. Paper says Twine leads defense as case closes. Challenges prosecution in US $6.2 million trial. No audit, no proof. That's Councillor Yantin Tour. Okay, stay on the front page. Why Amara JMB falling apart? Why Amara JMB falling apart? That's Bapolu County Senator Amara Corner. He made a radio appearance on yesterday, and there's been this so Front Page says detail points to in-house power struggle for influence over presidency, and that's why Amara and JMB, after that November 2023 movement, are going their separate ways. They're throwing punches. Amara is exposing everything he finds uncomfortable in the governance space of our country. And JMB and his followers and supporters are plotting, conniving, funny ways to deface Amara, to boot him out, and make his political life difficult. But folks, this morning, something quite interesting has made it on the menu, and that's about former President George Weah meeting with the United Nations delegation that came to the country purposefully to meet and engage him. And at the same time, this report about members of the Council of Churches also reaching out to the former president for what they will consider a reconciliatory outreach. Now troubled by the existence of a rift that have long existed between the office of the current president and, of course, the former president. So they're making some behind the scene efforts, and of course our camera captured them over the weekend at the Kings FM relocation, and of course new office opening, where some representative of the Liberal Council of Churches were seen, and of course they held some conversation discussions, and the discussions are centered around resolving whatever may have been some sort of existing rift between the former president and the current president. Okay, so this morning we're going to look very much into that with detail as to what do we know about how this thing started and why have they been silent all through. And somebody said, why which role does the Muslim Council and the Imam Council already play at a critical national moment? And I'm like, okay, you want to know what role they play? Just wait, let the pilgrimage town read. We'll talk about Hajj ticket. Then you can see them. Or let the Ramadan town read. They talk about the cow distribution. Oh yeah, I think they can know how to rap press release, get involved. Or let the Becca rest town read. And this is quite unfortunate. So I commend the Council of Churches no matter what on that effort. I commend them for no matter what. And, at least at this point, it's better too late. It's better late than never. Sorry to say, but at least some of them are recognizing that the trajectory on which our country is proceeding is unacceptable, and they recognize and realize the moral responsibility and duty that they carry. But do they stay in the space to be doing that now? And we are going to just oppose that with an internal revelation from why we are seeing this bitterness and rift from the current government towards the former president. One man, I say an envoy to the president, diplomatic envoy, Sheikh Mustafa Kuyate, spoke bluntly on yesterday and revealed some very sensitive. In the first place, this president was never ever interested in political stability. You took an angry ex and made her political advisor, and you think you have some smart and intelligent political advisors on how we can stabilize the politics in our country. It's like you are actually trying to create and establish, a working squad. But my name is Abu. Of course, it's good to be here. The shipping sides of the conversation, and of course, we're going to go back again to talk to you about briefly some issues about the Solomba border thing. I told you we are going to remain on this thing until the government comes out and tell us exactly what we need to know. So we've gotten the other day we played a report from sorry to the guys online, right? Sorry, I think we are good now. So the other day we played the report from Sierra Leone where the foreign minister made admittance to the outcome of the meeting in Conakry, right? And of course, we've also been seeing, but we're going to play again to remind the government and the president that look, it was the three of you in the room, and two parties are saying one thing, but you are creating a whole different impression. So you have to talk to us, give us your own report, and let's see what happens. Or better still, you tell us what, explain the presence of Guineans on Liberian territory. What explains that? What kind of diplomatic engagement explains that? Because mind you now, there were regional bodies and of course international bodies involved in the conversation, and up to now we've not seen any statement from the MRU in any way beating on the Guinean for aggression, nor the ECOWAS delegation that came and all of that. So something is not right, and our job as the fourth estate, as the watchdog, is to keep pushing this narrative until the government comes out and say the truth to the Liberian people. Oh yes, we will not sleep on the Solomba border. Our people deserve the truth, and of course the president and the government must come out to tell us. There were three in the room. The Sierra Leoneans have said the truth. They're moving forward. The Guineans are saying theirs, but our folks are telling us a whole different thing. They're telling us that they played for us, but then they're comfortable also. They're saying nobody should say anything and the Guineans should remain there. How does that work? The shipping size of the conversation for you right here on the big station Freedom 87.9. And of course, this is a new day, a whole new day. And I'd like to welcome in a special way our newest CEO and his beautiful wife to this early morning edition of the big station, the People's Radio, the station that the ordinary people love to listen to, and they are very grateful for your decision to come in and invest and take over and be a part of the family, recognizing a whole lot. But look, this is it. Let's take a bite of this, and when we come back, we go more and more into these and other issues right here on the big station.
Musical. There are crowds in many places, in every community, you know, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hand for the right authority. Really can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human target, enemy you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us.
Okay, Crime Stopper Liberia is the official partner of the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9. And folks, like I said, it is a new day, and it takes a patriot to believe in the sacrifices and believe in the people, believe in the country, and say, you know what? I've done my survey and I'm looking around. There are several other organizations, media organizations, institutions in this country, but I see the attachment, I see the confidence, I see the trust of the Liberian people heavily, invested in the work and the quality of service that Freedom FM provides. I want to be a partner. I want to come in. I want to take over. I want to support this. This, for the most part, investment in radio station or media in Liberia is sacrificial. And kudos to the men and women, the families. And they see beyond just, the fact that I'm the owner of this, but they see more to contributing to enabling the voices of the voiceless and the masses that demand change, betterment, and improvement in this country. They say, okay, I want to be a contributor towards that. So today, I know the official moment will come, but I'd like to announce, especially as one of the flagship, as one of the biggest and prime platform on this network, we must take the lead. As you know, the way we are structured, the Freedom Morning Rise starts the day we set the agenda, and then, of course, the print news folks follow, and then you come to the Freedom Hub, and then you have the hard talk, and then we close the day with the nighttime spin. So this is not just a radio station established. This is we are more than that, because look at the program across. Everything is good. So as part of my duty to set the agenda and set the day is to begin the process of orientating you all to knowing that we are under a whole new umbrella. We're under a whole new ownership. We're under a whole new management, which of course processes are being worked, modalities are being sorted out behind the scene to pave the way for the official turnover. Oh yeah, I know you've been hearing it. It's been in gossips. It's been like April Fool. It's come in different shades and form, but we can now officially let you know and confirm and clear your doubt that yes, of course, the people's representative of District Number 2 in Grand Coup County, former Speaker of the House of Representatives, 55th Liberian Legislature, Honorable Councillor J. Funati Kofa, have acquired significantly the ownership of Freedom Communication Incorporated. So yes, we are Funati Kofa's boys. And it works so well from one patriot to another patriot. From one man who believes that Liberia needs voices, and these voices should be supported, and there must be investment, to another man who equally believes that, look, the media must remain that watchdog, watching over our society and holding people accountable. And the good thing is, on Friday, you hear a lot, but from what we know on the periphery, Mr. Kofa has been one Liberian that believes strongly in Liberia. This man who, they may has a series of investment in this country. He will have chosen, just as other people, to take their investment to other countries. They say, oh, Liberia, the market small, man. Liberia, the people, they can't do this, they can't do that. In spite of the challenges, they may, his family continue to trust Liberia, believe Liberia, because this is an example of a nationalist, a patriot. In spite of the challenge, yeah, our country is small, ain't get big market, yeah, but any big RDMA again, Liberia bringing it to. Any big solution again, are bringing it to Liberia. So sometimes you have to look at people beyond the politics and see. Maybe at the right time will tell you the different things that this man has been involved with. And who do you see there? So Liberian youth promoting, supporting, right, and contributing towards their growth, and of course the growth of the society. This is leadership. Leadership comes in different spheres, and you got to be able to understand that. So on this occasion, I want to say congratulations to Speaker Kofa, and of course his wife, uh, our new madam, right? The CEO, of course, Honorable Councillor Jonathan Fonati Kofa, and Mrs. Dama Yakesin Kofa, as they take over on this Friday, officially, May 8, 2026. They will now assume the role as CEO, the owners of the Freedom Communication Incorporated, right here. And that's going to be, of course, it tells you, you say when your Christmas will be good, you know when it is. In fact, we're not having our program on the ground, we're having it in the air. This is Freedom FM. We're going higher. I'm going higher. And you know what that song that I played, right? It's a gospel song. It's a nice one though, right? So we'll be at the rooftop of the Boulevard Palace Hotel to tell you that this is no joke. We're talking Freedom FM here. If you've not seen anything before, just watch out. I know. Other thing I ain't want to. Our leader one will come 4 o'clock GCR on the rest of the other thing. But look, it's gonna be very beautiful. It's gonna be historic. It's gonna be groundbreaking. On Friday, we'll be there, and of course, we would like to welcome all of our friends and families and partners and supporters of Freedom FM and the work we do, right? But because of space and the way we've organized it, but look, we respect everybody, right? Come around, show your support, show your belief, make the Kofa family to know that you respect whatever they are doing and you stand with them. And you have to start dropping your congratulations right here, right? On this live and sharing the live and commenting, because this is for you. If these people were say, I leave the thing, man, and, you know, yeah, everybody just leave. And then and people just treat you anyhow. But I say no. We come in, Mr. Sanya, I beg you. You not play your part. So let us take the thing from here, we carry. Ain't that the kind of labyrinth spirit we're looking for? But not for be fighting each other all the time. Right? So this is it. The event is Friday, 6 p.m. rooftop, Fasta Boulevard Palace Hotel in Monrovia. We are going to be there. Come nicely attired. It's a formal occasion. Formal, and of course, come there as you would as we make history together, and then we start. But the thing about we already firing, fire. Yeah. So, Honorable Kofa, congratulations and welcome, Chief. Okay. So let's go to business. Let's go to business, and of course, it is quite important that we do that. It's very much important that we do that. But just before we do, let me inform you that, as we told you I think 1 month ago, 1 or 2 months ago, I told you on the show that the government of Liberia will be affecting increment in tax, right? Goods and service tax, GST, and that it will be taking effect as of May 1. So what that will mean is that the government of Liberia, new 13% GST takes effect. Businesses are, of course, worrying, and consumers, if they've not braced themselves, they're bracing for price changes. So when you increase tax, business people will have to change prices upward, and in this instance, it's going to be upward. upward adjustment, so prices are going to go up, right? So the Liberia Revenue Authority has begun enforcing a new 13% goods and service tax as of May 1, 2026, a move that is raising fresh concern among business owners and ordinary Liberians about possible price increases. The new rate comes from the Liberia Tax Amendment Act of December 2025, passed by the National Legislature of Liberia and made official in March this year. It applies to most goods and services, while telecom services will still be charged at a higher 15%. So the charge on your cell phone communications, when you're talking, you say, oh, my data finished soon. My day won't finish soon. Your government has increased the tax and they're maintaining it at 15%. Right? Okay. So one day we'll find the data people to come and break that one down for you so you understand how much the government taking from you. On every call you make, every dollar you put on your phone, how much government cutting from there? Then you know whether they rescuing you or they exploiting you. It's important for us to put it square so that Liberian people know whether what is happening is exploitation or is rescue. For many businesses, the change means adjusting how they sell and keep records. The LRA says all registered taxpayers must update their system and clearly show the GST on receipts and invoices. But some business operators say the real issue is not the paperwork, it's the pressure the new rate could put on prices. The pressure the new rate could put on prices. There's no way this won't affect consumers or customers. One local trader noted, pointing out that added tax often ends up being paid by the final buyer. With the cost of living already a concern for many families, there are growing fears that even a small increase could be felt in markets and shops across the country. The LRA has warned that businesses that fail to follow the new rules risk penalties under the law. Still, as the policy begins to take effect, many are watching closely to see whether it will truly boost government revenue or simply add more screen to everyday life. Like I listened to Senator Amara Coney yesterday, and he talked about the government's budget execution report that's already out, something we're going to be looking at and, of course, talking about, and the arrest agenda own report, the government development agenda, and, on progress that have been made and all of that. And the reports, for the most part, summarizes in a way that the government on one end is taking more from us, right? Revenue going up, but then when you look at the development programs, the execution of those, the money that's generated from us, they're just fewer. A minute portion that's going to that, but rather it is the partner money that's actually sponsoring, and that's what you're seeing a snail pace in project execution and, of course, implementation. So then the question becomes, what is Rescue doing with our taxes? That's what every Liberian has to ask. What are Rescue people doing with our taxes? Because they're taking more money from us than we have ever seen. And the numbers are showing clearly that Liberians, we're paying more into taxes. But of course, when we come to the impact on what the taxes are doing, we're not seeing it. But rather, what we're seeing is that significantly about 80 to 90% of the increment in revenue generation are going towards recurrent expenditures. And even as they are going towards recurrent expenditure, right there are complaints by civil servants and, of course, other employees of not taking paid, owing some people 5 months, 6 months, 3 months, and all that. So then, where is the money going? Where is the country money going? These are very sensitive conversations that we have to have as a country, and who are people accountable, hold the government accountable. That's what they do not want, but we have to keep hammering that. You got to be accountable. You collect our money. We go through a lot. We're suffering. Our pays are not increasing, but the taxes, the burden on the meager resources that we get is increasing, and so there is a huge burden on the small pay that I take every time. And mind you, now the government is even planning to add that very GST tax to about 15% in 2027. By the time we're in January, and they're going to be rolling out the value-added taxation. So you see, the government not going down. They want to rescue. It's going up, 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 up. Right, right. I'm going higher. Taxes going higher, and everything. And this is sad. But again, the trickle down, we're not seeing it. That's another conversation for another day. Let's go to our issues quickly and bring you this one from the former president's meeting with the UN folks, and also the Council of Churches making efforts to trigger some level of mediatory or reconciliatory dialogue among our president, the immediate past president, the current president. Now, let me read. I think it's a long read, so bear with me. Not as long, but let me just run over it quickly. We are Fitz UN peace building chief warns UP undermining rule of law, eroding democracy. That's the headline, right? That's the title. So the former president, we are, as he fits with peace building chief of the United Nations, right? He warned that the Unity Party, as it is, he warned them that this UP government, with what we are seeing, right, they're undermining the rule of law in this country, and there are cases that we'll go into, right, and also caution them that this Unity Party government is equally eroding the democracy that we all have fought for, along with the United Nations. Now, let's go into the details. Former President George M. Weah has recounted a long list of excesses by the Bouakai-led administration, which he says has undermined the rule of law, threatened peace and security, and eroded democracy in Liberia. The former Liberian leader made these remarks on Monday while hosting the chair of the United Nations Peacebuilding Commission, Miss Nicola Clesi, at his office in Painesville. During the meeting, Mr. Weah cited the government's blatant disregard for Supreme Court rulings and what he describes as executive overreach on matters involving different branches of government, including the illegal removal of Speaker Funati Kofa, right? So now, let's put that into context. Let's put that into perspective for the ordinary people to understand that. When the former president says that with what is happening, this government, since its inception, has blatantly disregarded a Supreme Court's ruling. The authority of the Supreme Court have in no time in the history of this country been disregarded, disrespected, and of course, belittled as what we are seeing. And there are several instances, right, where tenure position holders who were illegally removed and they took flight to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court ruled instructing the executive to act in accordance with the law. And of course, the president himself, not anybody, the president himself, who made then a grating remark disregarding the authority of the Supreme Court, and of course, opting to proceed the way he would prefer it. So there was no debate about that. There was no argument about that, right? When the LTA commissioner went to court, the president said he was going to put Patrick Honan in there. And of course, that was what he did. And then went beyond the scene. This is the highest degree of corruption. Look, this the president accepted to bar justice. And, he put a price to justice in Liberia. He put a price to the rule of law. When the Constitution says this, the president says, "Oh, but what is that? I'll pay for it." The Supreme Court say, "No, under the law, you can't do this one. You have to do this one." The president say, "I'll pay for it." Right? Gafon, y'all raise money, y'all pay the man go sit down. This is bad. You don't run a democracy like that. And that's what the former president said. The former Liberian leader, made these remarks when he hosted the people, blah, 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 blah. He also informed the UN delegation about politically driven arrest. Politically driven arrest. There's several instances of those where they go out there, they concoct things, they put narrative together, go after people just to silence them, arrest them, disgrace them, and imprison them. We saw it with the wife of former interim government president of Liberia, Madam Sawyer. We saw a former foreign minister. We saw it with a host of former government officials on co-opted politicized narratives that could be backed by no evidence or facts. We continue to see it in the case with the Capitol building arson or the Capitol building fire incident. Liberian young men are being kept at central prison with no evidence. Yeah, one police director, when he stood up, is that have more than 100% evidence on national radio. The case is there. He submitted a papers. They are all empty papers, and the people children languishing beyond bars. This is injustice. This is injustice, and that's what the former president believes undermines the fundamental principles of our democracy that we've all fought for in this country together, and that this man, as president, needs to be made to understand through the UN. And of course, if you come here for peace, if you come here to talk peace, and of course our records are clear, even when people felt that we needed to do the unthinkable, we surrender and prioritize the peace and tranquility of this country. But how come you win leadership in the country and you're so angry? You're so uncompromisingly angry. Your anger cannot even allow you the sense to understand what leadership and governance and the power of the presidency. How are you president and you're still a partisan, right? During the meeting, Mr. Weah cited the government's blatant disregard. Okay, he also informed the UN delegation about politically driven arrests and prosecution of former officials of his administration, the removal of 10 officials, police brutality against ordinary citizens, King Jaw, and other places, a host of them that the Secretary General of the CDC has already filed with the U.S. office, the U.S. Embassy in Monrovia, right? Police brutality against ordinary citizens and a general disregard for fundamental rights, all of which, he said, pose a serious threat to peace and security. And allow you sometimes, especially when former President Weah normally takes the podium to throw jabs and probably reflect on some personal moment, and we'll be like, oh, but the man are speaking to you just don't speak. You want to speak at a point where you get result. You don't want to sound like the regular, be talking. No, you see, when the UN people came and met with former President Weah, all the things you consider as the issue you want to hear the former president talk about are the highlights he presented. On this table, he did not discuss why he was playing football. On this table, he did not discuss who he provided medical assistance to. No. This was a table of serious national conversation, and he used this moment to put the narrative affecting the Liberian people and the nation. There was nothing about who he sent to hospital, whose school fee he paid. There was nothing about that. There was nothing about this, and blah, blah, blah. Right? So he understands the forum. He understands, where to get his results. Now, and severally he's done it. So y'all need to start understanding George Weah, from afar. It's important. Sometimes when you're dealing with people, know them, you understand them, and know how they go about their things. For other people, every moment is the same, right? The same way he will address matter when he goes to the legislature. The same way when you carry the man in Duantan market. That the same way you go to. So you can't always be like that. No, right? So the man say, okay, this is about this. So as you have come here, you've come to gather, our perspective about what is going on in the country and what can contribute to sustain peace. But we're telling you this matter. These things have built within the people serious degree of anger, and it needs to be addressed. He says, and a general disregard for fundamental rights, the right to freedom of expression, the right to form an opinion, the right to disagree, the right to choose which party you want to be a part of, that has become a crime under Mr. Boakai. The partisans of the CDC and people are being arrested because they are known to be supporters of the CDC. We saw in the Capitol building incident, right? All of those who are arrested as suspects are all partisans of the CDC, right? Criminalizing partisanship, which is against the laws of the country, absolutely against the law. So this is disregard for fundamental rights, all of which, he said, pose a serious threat to peace and security. How a situation happened, and all those he arrested only from one party. When there were United Party, zealous, equally involved in doing all the things, and everybody was saying their own, but you go and make arrest only one group of people, arrested only officials of the minority black, and send police to beat on only official of the minority black. What is that? You're disregarding people's fundamental freedom to associate and make a choice on who they want to be, what partisan they want to be, and all of that. This is unacceptable. And former President Weah highlighted to the UN delegation that these actions by Mr. Boakai and his cohorts are undermining our peace and security. The former president further recounted a dangerous incident in 2024 when the aircraft he was traveling on was denied landing permission at the international airport. Hello, are you hearing me? Right? This is a direct threat to his life, the life of his wife, and his entourage. Should anybody, a leader, a head of state, right? Should politics take a president to the level of which you want to do this? What is that? Oh, no, a democracy. They're not even military government, they're not rebel government, nothing. Oh, no, a democracy. Just from turning power over to you immediately, why would you want to threaten the life? Right? Especially the air, in the air. You all imagine, you say, oh, well, former president, we has this. Can you imagine if this has happened? Mr. Boakai is unrepentantly angry simply because he showed ingratitude, and that ingratitude was spoken about, he gets angry. Right? His life was not threatened, nothing happened to him, but he showed the highest degree of ingratitude to this man, and the man at a right? Said the things he said, and this man is angry to this point that even when he has become president, he's still angry, right? Imagine what happened to former President Weah. The man is in the air, right? After calling, according to a source, they were way in Ghana. They phoned and communicated with the relevant authority through the Ministry of State to say, oh, we are coming, right? And the permission granted, everything. They came all the way there in the air, sending signal, and the signal from down is communicating something else. Eugene called the executive marshal, and guess what? Right? A note from the executive marshal said there's only one president in Liberia. Was there argument about two presidents? Right? And that was a statement, a remark that came when the former president life is in danger in the air. The risks, it had to take the ingenuity and, of course, the expertise of the pilots to find a way, right? Run to Sierra Leone to be able to readjust, realign, and come back and pass on the other side. Because airplane now look like keke. Why so you say, oh, you coming towards the Gabriel Tucker Bridge, the police say you can buy a power other side, then you just turn and more, you go other side. No. That's not how airplane been looking. So you who did that to this man, clearly indicating your intention and desire for this man to have gotten involved with plane crash. And you're been wondering and asking, so, oh, what happened? They say, oh, the two people can speak. This, blah, blah. The other man only said, oh, at least expected the mail. the men who are went to the last degree in spite of the political and rivalry, to coming in at the time where everybody turned their back on him, right? And then he get angry. But then he, on the other hand, right, set the men up in the air to die. Me, I let it call it blunder, right? So like y'all will be the judge. And I agree. He stated that the UN and its various organs, as well as other regional and continental bodies, are vested guarantors of Liberia peace and security. He called on the international community to consider these transgressions as early warning of an erosion of the progress the country has made in peace, security, and democracy. For her part, Ms. Classy, accompanied by Liberia's special representative to the United Nations, Ambassador Louis Brown, said her mission was to engage with a wide range of national stakeholders to assess Liberia's peace and national building process, as well as social cohesion and national reconciliation. Right? That was a mission. I came to this country from the UN to come and assess Liberia peace and the national building process, as well as the social cohesion. I want to see how socially cohesive the country has become. Not knowing, right, the reality points to social erosion, the erosion of our social capital, hate, dislike, right? Messages of hate flying all over. Renewed tribal bigotry, sectionalism. These are the reality in today's Liberia when the world expects us to be moving forward, right? Building a more cohesive and strong, resilient republic, holding in one accord, but we have the most experienced old men that have come. Listen, look at how Funati was removed. What else? A seasoned professional, right? Supporting your agenda from the very day he sat in the office as Speaker of the House. Respected you and honor you. You say, oh, because the men are UP men, you want regime speaker. You violated the law, abused the Constitution, abused constitutional privileges, and sent police people to beat on lawmakers. Y'all need to tell the UN chief that one, the UN envoy. Y'all need to tell them. And you got Louis Brown standing there. Eh? Hypocrites. Louis Brown, yourself couldn't provide. Louis Brown, yourself couldn't provide these things. You're not aware of all these things. And I like the note the UN envoy in their own, right? To see social cohesion in the country. What kind of country? Bwaka, Liberia. No, nothing existing as social cohesion. As she said, say, I want to know as well as social cohesion and national reconciliation. So let's ask Sheikh Mustafa Kuyate what he thinks about social cohesion and national reconciliation in their government since they became president. They may it's coming from inside, right? Let's listen to Kuyate. Mr. President, you have a lot to do, and you must take the responsibility to do that. We're looking at you. We're looking at you with our eyes. We're watching you. Y'all listen to the man. Where's the old Abu talking this? You know, man, everybody just hates everybody.
Think so? Let me. As the president of a country, you are disengaged automatically with every every political institution that you have. You should be seen as a father.
Y'all listen to the young man. He made a very profound, and this should be coming from an experienced old man who should be the first person to know this. That's what you are, the head of state, head of government, right? And of course, commander-in-chief. There is nobody that carry 3 distinct portfolio and responsibility in this country than that singular man or woman occupying the presidency of the country. The only man that is the president, right? That is the chief executive, that is the commander-in-chief, right? And the head of government at the same time that you want. That kind of big head of a portfolio, you leave it, you surrender all that one to partisanship. Can you imagine? Then you start looking for who will employ, doing CDC time, this, that. This is the most egregious atrocity committed against Liberia's democracy. But the Council of Churches was here. The Imam Council was here. And Imam Cry, time will come, will remind you. You look at the Liberian people in the face of these violations and tell them, say, oh, me, I get the president here now, so I don't want a microphone. This is an abomination. Can you imagine? A spiritual leader turning his back on God's people when they're struggling, they're stranded, they're losing their peace, they're losing their cohesion. And you say, because you get a president here, Ali, the president can talk to you, so you okay. And this is what we are talking about. As the leader in the country, the president, you're the president for all. Abu Friske, you Abu president. Can talk too much, you can't president. It be not like a Bennett. You be president. You everybody president. Because it is you that must take the leadership. Our hopes and aspirations in the country are all surrendered to you. We take all our taxes we give it to you to make decisions. Then you come, you peddle a narrative in a country defined by partisanship. And you say nobody should talk about that. This is the real issue, undermining reconciliation. But let's listen to Kuyate. I know he's going to run in some kind of trouble.
Of a nation, a mother of a nation.
As the president should be seen as well. The father of the nation. Has Bouakai played that fatherly role where the father denied for another child from the family to be trapped in the air and deny lending permission simply because, according to him, right, he is the only president in the country, only one president will get in the country, and he will not use a VIP terminal. For God's sake, you're willing to commit that atrocity and calamity only to show what power. Yesterday, I was talking about rulership and dictatorship, right? And the characteristics and the elements that constitute dictatorship. What is that? The quest, the naked quest and desire for power. Only one president will get in the country. Listen.
Someone who speaks for all, represents all. He's now representing the district.
Okay. A president is someone who speaks for all, represents all. Have we seen that with Mr. President? No, Mr. President. The rest of us who do not believe in your party philosophy and all of that and have some degree of disagreement with the way you're running the country, you do not see us as citizens. Look at your recent utterance, right? So very divisive, right? Describing your critics as dogs. Should that be coming from the leader, the father of all? Y'all be real for once, man. Y'all take out the partisan cap. Let's be truthful. The old man not leading well. Absolutely not. The old man is not proceeding rightly, and you know it. But you feel it's okay because you think that sedition is targeted. You remove a responsible and quality leader from office to replace him with what? A bootlicking sycophant. And you call that the country making progress? Who takes, right, an international law expert from the office of speaker and replace that man? With an empty shell, partisan. So you're replacing professionalism with partisan bigotry. And you think the country will be making progress with that?
Representing the district, nor is he representing a county. He's representing the Republic of Liberia. And it's only political party that I know that he's aligned with is the Republic of Liberia. And that should go to all of
the small little boy, yo, get the kind of sense to be talking they kind of want. Right? But the radicals in the Unity Party, EPS director, Sam Gay, how you call him? Gregor Cuomo. Who else? They're there. The radical, they've hijacked and they're peddling so bigotry, hatred, partisanship, and all this nonsense. And the president has lost track. The president lost track since.
All of us in government must understand that we are no longer a political party. Liberia Constitution does not represent any political institution. It represents the Liberian people. It represents the sovereignty of our country. What I want to say to you, my brother, President Boubacar, if he has any challenge in his leadership, when it comes to rules, he's building rules for our people. When it comes to uplifting the livelihood of our people, yes, he's doing that. When it comes to international image, yes, he's doing that excellently. But what I do know, his challenge that I do know, is that President Boubacar has a challenge to reconcile this country.
Right? So what are you envoy? The one coming from inside. They made inside the government, and they're going to get in trouble. And that will be exposing the intolerance of the government. First of all, Majabate ran in trouble because Majabate decided to say, oh, the country dirty. They kept it against him. They let it to cool. Then they flush him out. Prophet Key, a supporter, identify what he believed, corruptibility in the actions and attitude of some senior officials associated with the government, and then it gets balloon and used as a justification to incarcerate the man and put the man behind bars for 6 freaking months. Reconciliation. Where is reconciliation? Where is reconciliation? Where is it? Where is it? When state architectures are being used as weapon against the very citizens.
Reconciliation of this country will not begin for anyone else unless our leaders. He's more experienced, he's more age, he's not someone who to be seen as a knowledgeable person.
Okay, you know, Shaq, the thing this young boy was saying is a very smart, and at this point, I don't know how the folks will see it and interpret it, but this is demeaning to the president's age, his knowledge, his wisdom, his experience in government. This is absolutely demeaning. More than 2 years for small boys to sit down and start to assess and say, we are not seeing within the leadership that you have shown so far. We've not seen what accounts for qualitative contribution to reconciliation, peace building, national cohesion, unity, and the promotion of togetherness in the country. But rather, we are seeing you are running the country like a young man, overly exuberant young man who is overwhelmed by youthfulness. And you know, that's what we are seeing on display. Instead of a sober-minded, professionally experienced, elderly leader who leads with wisdom. Let's go further.
But he's seen as someone who is wise. And I believe that's what I called recently. I went and visited the political advisor to the president. I went to her house, honorable, a senior political advisor to the president. I went to her, said,
you mean Mandela
I
Cooper?
said, Your Excellency Mandela Cooper.
Look at one senior political advisor. You get cool.
And your road is ensure that there's no political differences in this country. Are you aware that our two presidents are speaking? She said, yes, I'm aware. I said, how do you feel as a political advisor?
Just imagine how elementary that is. Let's do a comparative analysis. Former President William, when he became president here, with all of the resentment and resistance, right? He called a big meeting. He called this meeting where at a major opposition political party owned business, Bella Casa Hotel, Umba Ami Muda, a staunch Unity partisan. He called that meeting right there. He went in the den of the opposition, sat among them, brought them on board. On the same table, the cameras are there, and everybody's having conversation about how we can move the country forward. But this president today, to even take phone to call, he feels so big for it. He feels so, I mean, can you imagine? God gave you the presidency. Y'all listen, oh, my people, y'all listen. Sometimes let's be fair. Y'all got to take off this whole hatred and partisan sentiment thing. Oh, because people have the right to be seditious. People have the right to be associated with the ANC and any other political party legally registered under our laws. They have the right. You can't hate them because they do so. And they can be treated differently because they do so. No, this is wrong. And that has to stop. Because if it doesn't, like former President Weah is warning, it has the propensity to derail and undermine the gains we've made in our democracy and our peace and stability. That's what he does not want. That's why he's pushing the UN envoy to go and have this conversation with all of the stakeholders that they're having. That you don't do this, you don't go this extent with a man who took his phone and called you and conceded and congratulated you and accorded you all of the necessary collaboration in the transition. Right? So where's the hate coming from? That you made him up. God bring somebody, God get in their grace. And he said, the Scottish man, why should you make a national agenda to decimate the CDC as a political party? Why should that even be the conversation? That wartime here? Why should a government make it a priority, right, to destroy another political institution? For what? Why are you wasting your time on that when you should be focusing on the arrest agenda and how you can achieve your arrest agenda? Misplaced priority. That's why we can't get reconciliation. Families, people in government, they don't want to be associated with you because they see you not as a government praise singer. They cut off speech from you. They don't talk to you. They don't even want you and them to be seen in places. You know how many of our friends don't even pick our calls anymore? And you say that, oh, reconcile, and somebody say, oh, they gave you peace at war. You see that in the country, families can speak to each other. 3 years now, you're president in the country. Brothers can see eye to eye. Friends, church brothers, spiritual brothers can talk to each other. Political divide. Imams are cutting speech with critical voices because they disagree with you. Imam Kari doesn't talk to me. Can you imagine? He doesn't pick my call. So he creates a brand. Oh, the man that CDC man, should that be the order of the day? Do you know that calamity in the country? They got a spiritual leader. I got our bishop, my own papi. Water in the desert, papi. The man whole trainer wanted to join me the other time. Start attacking me. So we don't need that. Because there should always be people who speak truth to power.
Being in the office of the president, what advice are you giving to the president? Because I have a limitation. The president have those who advise him. He has people who can go and represent him. You are the one to represent the president and like a special advisor to the president on this issue. What are your rules to do this? She said to me,
what other rules you get? No, what other rules you get? That'll be passing around anywhere Congo when you see her there. I'm the spouse to the speaker. That what they hire you for? That what you taking Liberian poor money for? Look at the political tension in the country. Mandela couple. Congo, you Kemba is standing there. Congo on the football field to go celebrate with constituent. He's standing there. As soon as you see General, you call in General, I'm the spouse of the speaker. Look at that. So childish. What On what basis was the woman preferred for that role? Political advisor to the president of any republic. Do you know what it entails? That will be putting back on your arm, passing around beyond one other government official. I'm the spouse of the speaker. I'm the spouse of the speaker. Damn it. What can I rescue this?
She said to me, I can assure you that we are discussing with former Madam President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. We are putting a committee together to see how we can handle this between May to June. It will be resolved. And
but man, listen to that. But man, this lady has been political advisor to the president when a political decision was taken to demolish CDC headquarters, and actions were even being made, right? Provocative actions were being made to deny them the space that they currently hold. Do you know when the permission, the official government permission was given for the CDC? So, hyena been brave men within the range and fire. If the CDC are going to be waiting, right? That headquarters conscription are not going to be on. It had not even about a month ago. Maybe Karen can confirm that. When Giddens then finally released, by that time they both finished reaching 2-story. You think they play looking politically stable or okay?
This does not require a committee. What it requires is that the president will have to leave alone with his wife and call Mr. Weir that I'm coming to you to see you. Let him go to Mr. Weir's place.
Oh my God, this is the abomination for some folks within the United Party and some even supporters of President Bouaka. They see it as a big, horrible abomination. People are not mature. People are not going beyond. We're talking about, executive protocol here. They're not age. You are the president. You make the move. You control the schedule. President, I can't wake up on your house and say, oh, I can't visit my papi, the president. No, you know how the security board interpret that as? It is the president that makes the call, sets the schedule, right? It's the president that makes the move. And somebody say, oh, why Jawia, the papi, go to the papi. Tell us that how it work. You know what I mean? You know the president's schedule? Then he say, oh, because he ordered the papi ordered than him, so that he the one to go to the papi, that he the one to call the papi. You don't get no minute. You just go take phone, you start calling the papi phone. That how you do the whole presidency with all your experience? It's the president that directs protocol and asks them to schedule a meeting and then extends an invitation. It's the president that can extend that invitation. Then the man will come to the house. Or is the president that says, you know what, I'm leaving all that thing. Hey, Madam Katumo, let's go see our son. Remember when they turned the man or president, the man, a family, all of them came here. They brought that small gift, that small pack, and you see that small, yeah. Let's go, man. You think it's still on the people? Let's go. I ain't even telling nobody. Hey, gentlemen, you get ready. Let's go. It's just a stone throw. Nobody to President Weir Gate will see the president convoy coming, right? And then they say they're not opening it. So everything is in the president code, that the president angry, that the president vet, that the president won't talk to nobody, that the president won't be showing his, that the president, everything is with the president. The country is going down at the president. The country is heavily divided at the president. The president is responsible for everything. The president can fix this when he has it in him to do. But he is the one refusing. Why is the man interested in this level of hatred parading the corridors of our Liberian politics? Look at today.
Let him go to Mr. Weir's place. Let Mr. Weir block the gate.
Which will not happen.
Weir say, I want to see you.
I want to see you. And that will do nothing.
Hey, my man Clarence is part of those who believe that and Bouaka needs to go to Weir. I don't know what they find out so something to them. Bouaka might not go to Weir, man. Weir sort of kind of Clarence easy. Say or call it man.
You said that to her?
I said that to her. And I didn't stop there. I called Senator Nathaniel McGill. I said, Senator McGill, I said, how do you feel to this? I'm feeling fine.
Take a check. I think this was great. But this is to tell you that the problem with reconciliation and the erosion of our social cohesion in Liberia today is at the feet of the president, the current president. It is not Mr. Weah's responsibility. Mr. Boakai takes full responsibility of it. Let's hope. I think he still has time to fix it. But with what we've seen, I am not sure it is within his nature to embrace reconciliation. Apparently, Mr. Boakai thrives in division. I mean, I don't know. From the way I look at it, why is this man not pushing more towards bringing everybody together? But he's more like, no, listen to the man. Refer to people who criticize him and equating them to dog. Listen to that. I mean, the leader, and there are several of that. He's always been so condescending and demeaning towards other people. It's like ostracizing and branding and describing other people and putting it in a bracket to the point where when people in government, they don't want to talk to you, they don't want to associate with you, they don't want to be friends with you, no matter what. But they were in opposition, they were critical, but their friends were still interacting with them. They were still hanging out together on the weekend. That's when you had this thing Friday for everybody, and everybody will be hanging out and chilling and doing things together. When you go to Calabash, the tables are separated. You go anywhere, things are like that. Blue, green, blue, green. How you empower, you're looking for green, you're looking for blue.
Our money democracy has been heavily undermined by President Joseph Numa Boakai and his lieutenants. They prepare well like rainbow shop, experiencing vested in that coming to change the dynamic that is spoke against it over the past. It was incorrect. Come as corrector to correct all the mistakes. Under the watch of President Boakai, heavy division is undertaking our land and breadth of this country. Every walks of life of Liberia have been politicized. Even when they in a gallery talk, you want to ostracize you, hey, you are CDC, you are ANC party. President Boakai, our money democracy is undermined. And President Boakai is the one who's supposed to call on reconciliation, peace and reconciliation. President Weah provided or die and energy at the time he was president and governing this country. He said that primacy and that legacy. We also in vividly, they were on social media. You pay a presentation to President Boakai. We saw it. When they are running around with lies. Wherever former president just matter we are speak and take them on a bureau protest, it can be confused with the onset. And this man is a man with humanitarian. Differences.
Okay, thank you.
George Weah is the best man who took this country forward.
Okay, thank you very much. We're talking reconciliation and of course the blockade. Who is responsible for the lack of unity and reconciliation in the country? Who is supposed to make the first move and all that? Good morning.
Good morning, brother Abu.
Morning.
In the first, I'm Ibrahim Sherry, and good morning. I'm not going to violate your mandate given to you by the station to minimize the time given to you to honor the quarters. But I'm going to give myself morning. That's not going to stop or cause any problem to your meaning given to me. I want to speak on the reconciliation to the imams or the councils of the imams. You were talking about and the wisdom. And we'll see it.
I mean, we are saying there's silence both in the face of the social erosion in the country and all of that, but they've been silent and they're not talking anything about it. Things are happening and other people's rights are being violated, tenant laws are abused, speaker illegally removed, and another representative illegally removed. Nobody's talking and it's okay, but they're crying about reconciliation.
Yeah, this is the erosion they're talking about. It's heavily in the Council of Imam. This is why they are silent among us. I mean, I'm serious about it. Don't come we'll discuss it, but let me tell you shortly. It's an abomination to see the Imam who speaks to us in the mosque on Friday, 45 minutes, listening to him, telling you about God the Almighty, telling you God the Almighty wants us not to do and to do. And what he's supposed to do, he's not doing it. Why? Because he didn't want to create it. I'm not a Christian, but I will also speak on it because I have family members who are Christian. And I've been living with this country with them from time to time. During the time of Kafuma Konen, in that interfaith religious council, we saw what it did here. But the reason why our imams remain mute and silent is because they have created a severe, deep division among us. Abu, I'm going to speak all to you on this video this morning. But tell you that they the one created it. That's why they are not talking. So
you blame the religious people, the religious leaders for it?
Of course. Even the woman you talk about on the desert that he can take your call. You think so he's not supposed to take your call? Because he ashamed of himself. He has already created the division between you and him. Small boy like you have started to say to him. Religiously, he claims to be that he is most religious than you. They call him bishop, or call him whatever. You're not bishop. I believe that bishop position is one of the highest positions in Christianity. The imam is highest positions in Islam, positions in Islam. If that can call us peace for you, then what? So we find out that Abu is risky. Maybe that's why. But you're not. This is what I created. You know?
Okay.
Thank you. This morning to talk about it.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Let me take the chair on this phone and then I'll go to the next. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Steven. I'm Steven C. Kaifa, and I'm calling in from a 12th Street resident of Lincoln.
Go ahead.
When it comes to reconciliation, I mean, I believe that Joseph Boyka should start the process of reconciliation in this country. And he should start with all the former presidents, not only former president. Yeah, no. He should also start with former President Ellington.
Yeah. I think former President Salif will get her because they had a few days because she spoke on man. They started insulting her everywhere. And by the time they insult you.
That's where I come from. So you should look at the history in the old family. You know, old people, I get my grandma, I live with my grandma. They get cheap. Normally, old people get cheap. So we have to set our job right. But he should only say that he's a president. He works for everybody. So, I mean, if people are advising, he should take time. And, you know, when he comes out to the public, and this reconciliation thing, he should place off to George Weah. He should go to George Weah. He should ask George Weah how he can manage to start the process of reconciliation. But he shouldn't be with it, man. What do do the country? So I mean, but that's my contribution, man.
Okay.
Let's reconcile the country. Let's move the green, the blue.
Yeah, I agree with you. We should have movement for politics. We should have movement for governance. But the guys have been focusing on that, and it is what it is. When the president and the government enables an entire ministry, the ministry that should be communicating the progress of the government and explaining the government programs and policy to the Liberian people to be able to digest and understand, when the government enables that ministry for the sole purpose of being an attack dog at every other dissenting view on governance issues in the country, who have they not insult? They have insulted Cummings. They have insulted Weah numerously. They've insulted Fonati. They've insulted Simeon Freeman. Yesterday, they were insulting Clarence Moniba. They've insulted every other person in this country. The Ministry of Information today has turned to a Ministry of man calls and power calls for people who disagree, to the point where a deputy minister writes on his Facebook handle that he is going for the press conference, right, to go respond to the former president. And you talking reconciliation, no regard for the office, no regard for the privilege. You are working as an agent of the state, and that man is a statesman. But you say you're going to use taxpayer money to go insult that man and lead a conversation of abuses towards him. And the government celebrates. This is undermining our democracy. This is undermining reconciliation. The Council of Churches have not had problem with that. The president sees those and he listens to them. He has not said anything. And he travels with these abusers of other stakeholders in the country. Just recently, he was on a travel with Daniel Sando. But yesterday, kudos to those seditionists who sent out the warning. And Daniel was warned yesterday for the first time. The picking when he joined more and carried the client money back. I thought he said you're going to cause Joria. So you see, seditionists, I think that what you got to be doing now, you'll be putting yourself together. That had all later used to be on social media, whole day should be insulting Joria and his wife. But sedition got ready, they sent a cavity today. Can be a whole morning in that one again, our whole life because they wanted a hanging. Then that one happened yesterday, the beginning of one, the Sunday. Must that be the way? Is the president that's supposed to say, this is not what I employ you for? Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Thank you, Big Man Abu. This is the Combo Chairman. I'm T.O.P. Willie. I represent the Concerned Librarian for Justice. So, the arrogance that led these people in a kind of direction that, to capitulate is very difficult for them. And don't mind them. Some of these things they are doing, they are doing out of greed. They're not sincere with it. I sat in a chair when I worshiped for the crown last Sunday when I saw Christopher Toole, Reverend Christopher Toole came there. Oh, we want reconciliation. We want everybody to come together. We want for the crown to send a church choir. It's about God or it's about getting the right people to do the right thing. Tell these people who are, instigating tension and chaos to stop what they're doing. You just left the church. You are in the corner of the president of this government. You didn't tell that tunnel. You didn't tell that attack door to stop attacking. How then will we go to reconcile on the other side go when we believe in someone and the person we believe in, you are united in the image? So that Reverend Christopher Toole, you just a joker. Your core is not sincere. You guys are female with intent, with a motive. You can't out that shit. Why did I not shake we are there? Yeah, you say something. They say he's an ambassador. They may go into places and those doors are not opening. There are preconditions said that they should come and reconcile with former president.
Oh yeah. They're getting slapped in places.
Yeah, so they're not doing it out of moral conscience. They are doing it for their own greed. Now use this man when you reconcile or we get this info to go another will show here, then the two people will come and get to limback and insult. So Mr. President, where are you at? President John here. Don't listen to this word, they're not serious. They got that greed they are after. Christopher Toole is a bad man. He's bad man. He's looking for a selfish aggrandizement, not to reconcile this country. These people have no capacity to reconcile this country. They have no capacity. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good morning. Good morning.
Abu?
Yes.
How you doing, Baba?
I'm okay. Let's hear you.
Okay, this is Masisi. I'm calling from Cloudtown this morning.
Go ahead, Masisi. They're both begging for reconciliation. Do you agree?
No, I'm not agree, Baba. That's what I called for. I was sitting on the bench, they get looking. That's what I came on the feet. I'm not agree to that, I agree to more. Something is smelling somewhere, Abu. What now check yourself coming out now to ask for permission for somebody and say, oh, let's go and meet Josh Bia. What today? In 3 years now.
And Sheikh created another UP man that used to insult John we are too though.
Yeah, it's such a we are. Maybe you are calling for to go and meet.
So you know, probably they're going to places now and pose it, but why are not? Yeah, these are So then they coming back, I think they won't reconcile.
Somebody we were okay. You were here, when we are in the air. They say it's level the airport. Everybody is grateful for that man use the knowledge and wait for the one to put down the landed there before coming back to Liberia. And today instead of going on and on and on. What was they today? Talking about one vote and because I was just here. No! For me, although we are Christian, but when it started, but we are election in this country, you call that woman, what to eat, yeah, what? Presented envelope to Waka, who know in that envelope. And person will be a win the election. Because I come and jump in the country. For that day that the program, you have to make for a Waka. So they want to call for and send it to go to that. They will not go, even for we are boy in this country. Oh, shut the door. So now what is that?
They can't even invite them for national occasions. They don't send them an invitation.
Yeah, they don't send them. You talking about peace. Look at they don't send them. I be happy on social media. You show we are on a daily basis. It's something a cool creator. Who was the thing you make that love me bed? Right when you go on occasion, you tell the message, get my bed if you are coming. Then you ask the man, what are you message? Oh, I get to the 6 point. Now you're opposite president. We are. They got them for you. Call you. We are going to the president. No, where did that from you? We need to move today. Let it be the way. Let it prove the God. If you say I'm going to be ready, then go ahead and do it. But we don't want to say we have this song with president. We are.
Why you think it's late now for that one?
It's late. It's belated. It's late. It's late. I'm telling you, Abu. It's belated. You like you're going in their pocket and eat it. Everywhere they go, that's a slap in their face, Abu. Just is wrong somewhere. Just because something wrong to go everywhere, going to ask them, what is George Weah?
So in case the president say he made mistakes, so he put all the CDC put back to their position and say let's do reconciliation. You all agree?
Where is the mistake? If you are taking put to the foot.
That put for nothing go far back, move Regine speaker from there and just say hypothetically now.
They will not do it. After destroying our people, they will not do it. They will not put them back. So just leave that to my son. He said, we're not happy. We're not supposed to have anything. Regine speaker, and he did it. Everywhere they go will be a slap in their face and nothing they will achieve in their government. It will be a confusion. It will be disinformation. And what have you? Not understanding in their government. What a man said, he come to pass, Abu. We tell them we don't point this country and he listen to us. Even you say it for 10 years, you're talking your mother and father yet. You are here as a you are saying the truth. They do disagree with us. So they want to start trouble. We want to go and be president. We are for peace talk. While you fighting war, you get with peace and war. What's going on? We just with peace and war in this country. What's going on now, Abu? They're talking about peace talk for we are. It's related. It's related to what we want peace talk. Let it bring and the blue divine or the judgment they come. We wish you what we're talking. Thank you.
Okay, Massey is clear. Massey say you're my leader. All the reconciliation will go. We'll reach there. We'll talk it. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Morning.
Thank you. My name is Lee Baston. Yes, I'm not fully from Trinity Patrick. Abu. If I have my phone,
my man, leave at 1 minute, but a lot of they not start the road. They not start putting cross right on there.
Yeah, they can pull the boy and lad and do the best.
Yeah, but y'all can't tell me thank you. I've been talking for you.
Yeah, thank you. But you see the issue of the Council of Folks. President, we have to not even extend the meeting. That is kicked away. That is kicked away. Let me tell you the history of the country. They can run 1990 when President Joe was in power. While they were going to do funding the government, the president was still sitting as president. They say Council of Folks. And I'm calling the Council of Churches now. Council of Folks. So
no, my man. Yeah, Council of Church about. No, Council of Church about. Don't do that thing.
Abu. You guys were here. When all those wrong.
No, not everybody now. There's some Google people there too now. No, everybody can be.
Nobody spoke out, Abu. That was here yet. No one got so far. The same man I want to talk about. He was the same man I want. He was the same man I want. How you call me, which is number 2. That was some the person to go to President. If I was down there, so one of the security, I will not even allow you to enter that place because they are not just they not being work for the country. They are only there for their own belly, their own started game. That's all about it. So let us keep away from President. They're going to do that back. Do that back is a new man now to reconcile this country. President, we got nothing to do with that. They don't want forcing people around here.
So why you think they're coming right now and asking for reconciliation after violating and illegally removing the speaker and threatening the life of the former president in the air, denying him the airport terminal and chasing after his wife? Why you think they want reconciliation today?
That platform is that people belongs to condemn it and there's everything the city are coming up. But they are saying that one for me, I not trust them. They get it for President go. So the President, we are do not step there. So in most relations, that you go to other meeting. That is his job. Then the president, he is responsible now to go on the country and then reconciliation among the people in that president.
Yeah, but how the man will reconcile the country now when you saying the other man shouldn't trust them, they might not go there, this, that. So I reconcile the country. Oh, I think I'm gonna ask my man call. But let me take this other person. Good morning.
Abu Shari, the big man.
Morning.
This is Kevin, honestly, in applying to Virginia.
Go ahead.
We are by DNA. And I phoned him on Louisiana for Cowan. Brother, I listened to the comedian, that comical comedian meeting, they called press conference yesterday, and they're reading the president's statement by meeting with diplomatic people with a message. Wow. That message, so the only message I have is to tell the audience in President Praga to hospital. And why you are saying I only see a graph of anything about President Praga hospital in a diplomatic meeting? Understand? This is the message. And I hope you understand that you are a comedian at our press conference. You are a comedian, which are doing better than you. Explain.
Okay. So the men say they want reconciliation of former president. We are a council of church people. They go in there. They sing council of church people who were endorsing a regime speaker and giving him a wall and decorating him with honor and all of that. They say no, they want reconciliation. So what do you think about that?
Abu Shari.
Yes, sir.
The brave man. Let me tell you something today. When the election was coming in my church, there was 30 hours telling about pastor there. They call it lottery. The pastor stood on the pulpit telling the audience why he's preaching a message, telling that when President Obama with the U.S. cabinet to pay and mission all over the 15 counties. Nothing to me, to say when you eat chair with pastor preaching, you ask the pastor who they stop. Did you pray about this message? Is that the Holy Spirit giving the message to you?
So now all that kind of thing the pastor was saying in the chat, is that what the message again?
The message when President Waga win. Because that President Waga, the US has interest in Labrador. Not just we are. So what President Waga win? The United Nations cabinet to build mission all over the 15 countries in Labrador. I don't think this
mission, your pastor really hold your own grill. But thank you very okay. Good morning.
Good morning, my dear brother Abu.
Good morning, my man. You gotta move away from your monitor. Like you don't want to hurt in my ear. Morning.
Sorry.
Yeah,
good morning.
Don't do that, bro.
For my bongane, but yeah, sorry. It's a mistake.
Go ahead.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity this morning, and thanks to the management and staff of Freedom FM for always doing pro bono job for the Liberian people, which they are not being paid for. So, I'll tell the management, thank you, especially our father, Omer Sensaya, today who makes President we are government to be a government of the people, a good government, because after they were destroyed by the Yocha Numa Buakai opposition at that time.
Yeah. This time you got to start getting used to Councillor Funati Kufana now, the new man in charge now.
Yeah, the thing here is we'll always sit on the old mat to buy the new one. So
yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah, but go ahead. Make a point. My man, you in the county or you out? Do you have any information on the mysterious death they said happened at the police station yesterday?
No.
Okay, but then go ahead. Talk about the reconciliation thing. So Unity Party and the president sending the Council of Churches to ask former President Weah for reconciliation. Is it timely? After all they did to the former president and the CDC, they scored their headquarters, removed their speaker, chased after their officials, put them in jail on frivolous charges, and then they're running after the former finance minister and all that. Do you think they really mean reconciliation, or they just want President Weah glory?
Let me just talk about the churches of the Council of Churches in the first place. You know that when the Council of Churches were formed there, they had decent pastors. They had pastors that were really working in the sight of God, which, if you remember, Marco Parker Francis and other bishops at that time. So they were really working. But this group of Council of Churches, especially the head are leading today, they are country, they are a group of better driven Council of Churches. Now,
I won't have you.
They deserve that. They deserve that. Now, say I'm in a church, even I don't want to talk because I talk
there. Let me your point quickly because all the phone ringing. The other people won't talk.
So I want to just what you're saying is we're not listening. Telling former President George we are not to listen to those people what Joseph Boakai sent to you, because if Joseph Boakai himself mean well, if the Council of Churches mean well at that time, they were to call meeting long time. They said the president got to go send it. You have to call to see if they were funded to erect checkpoint on wrongdoing in this country. But it sat there. Today now, Joseph Boakai will use them to go to former President Weah. No, as Masisi said, it's belated an eye for an eye. When I agree to George Weah, if you want for us to vote for you 2029, don't listen to the people. Don't even go to them. Don't meet them. Let's stay away. Because they don't mean well for us. If they wanted to do something in this country good, President Joseph Numa Boakai will come to start from the beginning. The Council of Churches was supposed to start from the beginning, but today they never did it. Now they come here. It's too late. After they all the injury to the man and the citizen, they coming to make mockery out of them. Thank you, my dear brother.
Thank you very much. Okay, that's what Robert has to offer. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Sherry. How you doing?
Fine. Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is Sekou Stanley Johnny from Lower Josephville. I think what you hear about the people saying, they're looking for job we are life, and they will not get it. Job we are not saying that.
They're looking for a what?
They're looking for the man life. When the men were coming across, the men were in the air, they told the men say no space. So the men coming on the airport. They just had to say army, police. So you know when you have to the men like our imam there, I want to forget about that. The other imam, like you put say in politics. Not to say he's talking for people, but you say in politics to get job and not get respect for you. And we show you that those Muslims that to honor, we should vote for Joseph Boakai. He's a good person. Today, okay, say that so nobody will now call any problem we're not forgiving them.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Oh, my man, how you can bring swear on the Sunday? Hello, good morning. Sorry, folks. Morning. Morning. Morning, Abu. Fine, go ahead. You're live. The message, all the imam there, what told them to go for Joseph Boakai that you go, man? Anything that they go into, you will not forgive. Yeah, go ahead.
Abu.
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam.
Abu, let me be fair with you.
Mm-hmm.
The other day, our own keke coming on Twitter, she just below Kesu on.
Mm-hmm.
One woman, one elderly woman, she was on a keke. She started asking questions. She was like, which I really said that freedom. Because they can't turn nothing correct. So I asked her, I said, which I really said that good in the country that you know. She don't want to talk. So I say, the president is supporting. Show me one format that you have done like you before becoming president here. Because they were discussing president. We have statement that you made the decision concerning helping Joe Biden to go to the hospital. And target that you are doing in this country. They want to create something. So I just asked one question. I say, just show me one project or one person that Joe Biden ever helped before becoming president of this country. They want to talk. So I decided to elaborate. I said, nobody needs Joe Biden here. I said, chairman, they leaked the photo. They started to go with the vice president for local country. They let the local people rejected it. The Harry Monbali from London, he was elaborating Barcelona, London.
Mm-hmm.
So when the
okay, my man, that whole story coming bring it out. We're talking about reconciliation, but we'll find time about a good story. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sugar family. I think to be on the show this morning. Banda, Wakane, a mission and one reconcile from where? When we are coming, go work on reality again. I'm going to get everything sure. When we are coming in, it's the national land. When we are there in our planet to go back or reconcile work together and kill the country power.
And now when we are himself, even ordinary people who identify with CDC, they've been targeted, their goods have been taken from them, their homes broken down, and all of that. They're putting the people through a lot.
Yes. And go to the home and care for everything. What the worker need, care everything happens because it's like far. You cannot come back to tell a child thank you to reconcile. He never went to Ghana today. You become president today, maybe president. He never do it. He only bring worker and we are party color. He damage poverty there. He now reconcile when we are. He say the law will be the law. He went more speaker. He said law will be the law. He damaging the legislator. He damaging the Supreme Court. He get it. He might buying money to they will preach for him. They will not preach for the Liberia. Like people today, we are going to reconcile. After money, without you reconcile the people, they want to destroy you. They want to destroy you. They bless you, so you will not come back in power. We are appealing to you. We are all people solution. My Benin, my Christian there, my water there, my food there. We are appealing to you. The patience pray there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go to that people.
Okay. Good morning.
Abu, how you doing?
Better.
Hello?
I'm better. Go ahead.
Thank you. This is Henry 9. I'm calling from Fennel.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you see, I don't know. All those that people were depending on, everything have been closed. So now they want to, you see, it's like covering the person's face and getting them to follow you. How does that work? That is what they want to do to George Weah. And George Weah should know, my person.
So you believe they've gone everywhere trying to find means to get some things to help themselves and help the government, and they're being rejected, so now they're coming back to George Weah to help them?
Precisely. Abu, if I want to work with Freedom FM, I think if I prepare my CV, since I know you myself and know Israel for sending level of time, my CV will actually encourage people because your name will be mentioned there. KOK name will be mentioned there. Nothing about name will be mentioned there, etc. You understand? But you see, if the blind is leading the blind, it's very, very fearful. But I like the way Jovial, the president, actually took it. You see, UN, that particular report, since they were passing around, they said that, oh, we're getting from one seat from to UN, one seat. Who actually paid that particular role? It is just we are. Now they took that glory and put in our pocket. That same glory coming back now, jumping on Georgia. So Georgia to take that same position now, giving that complaint on that particular same position, giving it back to them, to the UN. Now they will see themselves. I don't know where is the Meso Brown or Louis Brown, whosoever, who is the tradition, whatsoever are there. Now they are actually embarrassed because that particular report, that complaint, it will get a hard time. That is why they are passing over. Even that man, and we're going to shout who. It was the same man that actually abusing Georgia around here. Where he coming from to realize that what they are doing is wrong and they want to go, they have to go back to Georgia. So you want to fool the man. Let me tell you something. There's a black man that live with on Pickup mission. That man, they made fought World War I and II. And then they give him men for giving the call.
You shouldn't listen to them.
But why should you listen to them? Maybe when they play on the radio, maybe you can listen to that. That's all. But nothing you do, you shouldn't even go there.
Oh my God! Say when they pray on the radio, when it comes to church, pray on the radio, you listen to that one. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu. My name is Aaron. I call from Banasdale.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Abu, the people who are pushing for reconciliation, I don't want to say it is late, but it is not timely, and there's a reason why they are calling for the reconciliation. They're so desperate for it. Abu, on December 15 of last year, this governor, Nima, who Bouaga appointed ambassador to France, had a meeting in France. And before the meeting, they asked him, they said, where is George Weah? So the guys know there are places where they have gone, and people ask them for George Weah. They don't have any relationship with George Weah whatsoever. So they don't respond to some of the questions of where is George Weah in some of their meetings. Abu, let me tell you this. How can this reconciliation undo the illegal removal of Fanatic Kofa? How can this reconciliation undo the defamation of Fina Bono? All of the things the asset recovery people did to the woman in this country lie on you. Already know our society is a gullible one. People lie on you. People can believe it and lies travel. How can this reconciliation undo the targeting of a Yeke called by their own man? So you see, the reconciliation thing is lit, and the meaning don't even mean it from the heart. You start reconciliation when you just take over the country, but you now go more than 3 years in the thing. You go places where you want judge.
You finish breaking party haircut.
Yeah.
You deny the man access to the VIP terminal.
Of course. This is better than me. Oh, what the country? How can the reconciliation on two of those things? Sheikh is a very knowledgeable international big brother. There are places where Sheikh gone, and then they ask them for judge. I tell you, there's this December meeting, the December 15 meeting. I will share the full information with you. That guy from Nima, they asked him. They said, "Where is George Weah?" So they gotta know there are places they have gone and ask them for George Weah. So they need George Weah now. Why you see Sheikh adding a reconciler, you want reconcile the country? He's trying. They want to use him. Bouaga is aware. Who tell you say he not know Bouaga knows it?
So their intention not really clear about uniting the country.
Abu is political, and at the end of the day, there are things they want to get in the international space. There's nothing serious about what they're calling for, my brother. If Bouaga was serious about reconciliation and shit, when they appointed Sheikh has stayed in that position for 2 years now. If they were serious about reconciliation in the first year,
but if you just go back 6-7 months ago, you maybe listen from you stumble across a recording of Sheikh equally denigrating George Weah.
Oh, then you would believe me, Abu, that there are places where they have gone and they ask them for George Weah. Bro, that one ain't like, bro. I see people.
Oh my God. The man Poga Rabba now Pucci over. Poga, go ahead. How you can your man talking?
Well, I'm my Allah, man. No man. I don't want to boil my Allah. But thank you, Abu. Thank you very much, my Allah, and thanks to the hardworking family of our great freedom family for the recognitions for the public and Poga Robert. And I told you this morning for our unknown destinations. You see, or where Maala was saying just now, or Abu, this particular reconciliation is a quasi reconciliation.
Hey,
we have no interest in that.
Mm.
We have no interest in that.
So when you say quasi reconciliation, what do you mean?
Quasi means it's a pretending.
Okay.
It's not serious.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for the heart. It's only because I want something for the truth. I want something to be done, and the only thing to be done is because the person or the particular person has to be present.
Mm-hmm.
The people are going so well, the people are going many places that are for church. We continue to say it because the record is, if you give respect, if you maybe give respect, the foreign affairs minister one time he mentioned the sea reconciliation business. She mentioned the sea reconciliation business because when you went somewhere to negotiate, there was a question of asked to have a church. We are.
Okay, but they're taking it serious now. So the Council of Churches sending people small now. They started moving. They say they want first of all, they won't start with the Foklikon Church choir. They will come. There's a program they're having. They will come. They will perform there. And then in the one form person, we have to also come there. So what do you think? They're taking practical action now.
Okay, Tabu, you know what happened now? It is not still late yet. But the only thing are there now. So you have
so you disagree with Aaron Kofa? Aaron Kofa say it is not timely, but you use it not late. So that means for you there's a room for reconciliation, right?
If I say it's not late, whatever saying that it's not timely with me, it's not a long time, but still it's not still late. There's still room open for reconciliation. But you know what I mean now? If the president of this country can be very cautious, to be very sincere to the question by apologizing for every action, every reckless and ruthless and irresponsible behavior, you have taken on drugs. We are just me. That's the room that's the process that will clear the room.
So that the apology will undo the illegal removal of the speaker, the illegal removal of 10 position holders, the abuse of the character of former government officials that are being dragged around here. Fina Bono,
you know what the apology will not be for the cover back. The apology will not even or do everything that they have been doing. It will not undo everything that they have been doing. What happened is when you apologize, in the whole world like you have been you are error and you have been wrong concerning all your behavior. That's the program be very cautious to sincere to the question and apologize to draw we are openly. Then we are set to broadcasting to turn the draw we are on reconciliation.
Okay. All right, thank you very much, Poker Roberts. Poker sees it that way, an open and public apology for all of the quote-unquote atrocities and, of course, terrible actions and activities that have been directed at the former president and, of course, the CDC folks and other Liberians that have been victimized by executive overreach and, of course, the abuse of power, police brutality, victims, and all these things. The government should issue an open apology for those, and then that can begin the process of any kind of reconciliation. Anything other than that is a poo arrangement, and over it looking nice, but under it, everybody will be holding to their grudges and all of that. So we are going to hold this here. I don't know whether Sam is here already, but if Sam is not, so let's talk about the Solomba border. Yesterday, I stumbled across this recording here where an official of the Guinean military was explaining to the Guinean people on a media platform as to the outcome of the meeting in Guinea and the conclusions that were reached. Unfortunately, this is not what's being communicated to us in Liberia, and the actions and activities from our president continues to indicate, as if to say, we are victim of an aggression. We are victim of an aggression to a point where leaders in the country are making it seem like the limitation in our military capacity is responsible, and we have to sit down because we do not have the necessary military capacity to repel the aggression. So we should let it be. And this is exactly the picture that's been painted by some folks within the cycle of the government. Especially now, we're seeing the announcement of a recruitment of additional men into the army, all of that. So creating a whole picture, as if to say, yes, it is an aggression, but the others are saying something else. So where does the truth lies? Why is the government not speaking to us? The government has not officially declared that its territory has been aggressed upon by Guinea, and they do not hold that view, but their public actions and, of course, the indications and activities and comments coming from them have shown or painted a picture that made ordinary Liberians to believe that Guineans have come, they've taken over our lands, and they have the military people there, blah, blah, blah. But mind you now, in the case of an aggression of that nature, right, what you normally see happen, especially at the diplomatic end, and when diplomatic negotiations fail, right, our government will take an action against the Guinean ambassadors or diplomatic folks accredited to Monrovia. That will be a signal of our displeasure with activities at the border. Has that been the case? No. The Guinean ambassador still remain here, still enjoy the confidence of the Liberian government, and they still attend diplomatic functions and, of course, national events. They're there. Everything is normal. So what is the government actually telling us? Are you treating this country as if to say everybody here are so dumb and they can't understand, they can't reason, they can't do anything? This is unfair. All we need from the government is to be committed to the truth and always telling the people the truth. These people voted for you, they stood in the line, they danced in poo water, they sacrificed, not because you're feeding them, not because you school them or you send them to school or give them whatever, because they trusted you. The one thing you don't want to lose with the people is the trust. But then the trust is built upon sincerity, honesty, and truth-telling. But when that is missing in public service, then it is a problem. This is where we are going to, because that is the fundamental, that's the fulcrum that holds the credibility that the leadership of the country needs, right, to keep enjoying the level of support it has to enjoy from the citizens going forward. But we're not seeing that. We're not, right? Liberians, for almost 2 months now, our lands, and a Liberian man goes and invests in Solomba, a rice milling establishment, and he's there. His business has shut down. He doesn't even know what is going on, what is actually happening. No definitive conversation about that. ECOWAS have made no direct signal to the Guinean government about any report of aggression on the Liberian territory. Nothing of that sort. Everything is just being kept secret. And we believe that is unfair. That is unfair to the Liberian people and the president and his co of officers who have to come clean and tell us what is actually going on. Because with my limited understanding of how diplomacy works, if this is a case of aggression or territorial encroachment, the matter will be diplomatically handled, it will be brought up, and there will be diplomatic actions that will signal that indeed Liberia is displeased. But we still have the Guinean embassy, and then I'm told that in fact, in the midst of this, the very Guinean government there has just purchased, a villa here to host its embassy. All of these things are going on very smoothly among the two countries at the diplomatic level. But then we go to the border, our people, over 30 villages are living in uncertainty. They don't know who they are. They don't know where they belong. They see men with arms, right, wearing uniforms with Guinean badge attached, unlike what it used to be, and they are concerned. They don't know who to call themselves right now. Now, government think it's okay, and we should all leave it like that and not say anything about it. So listen to this. Reconciliation begins with truth-telling. Government is losing its credibility.
Why is the army now reducing its presence at the borders?
Okay.
Yo, what's up, guys? This is a fresh update, my people. Okay, so according to the spokesperson of the Guinea Army, he said that both Liberia president and Sierra Leone president agreed that the area, the land, and the river belongs to Guinea. Okay, so here is the thing, right? According to information, according to history, in 1882 to 1912, there was a land demarcation issue that was going on, and then it got completed in 1912. So upon the conclusion, they concluded that the area belongs to Guinea, the water and the land belongs to Guinea. So that agreement was already made, right? That how when Liberia president and Sierra Leone president went there, they just agreed to that agreement, like the video playing up there. So, and here's the thing, they made like he the spokesperson of the Guinea army. So meaning everything.
It is a video, so the young man is just interpreting, and then we'll let the guy's voice to come out with the translation and everything.
Our discourse inside there, like element can up there to can read on national tele. In fact, I already translate in English, yo, not so far. So that it guys are not talking enough. Just watch the video.
Interviewer. Sir, you are the Director of Public Relations for the Armed Forces and also the spokesperson for the Ministry of National Defense. We will talk about this border situation. First question. Can we really talk about a crisis at Guinea's borders? Mr. Kamara, thank you for having me on national television. We must be clear. There is no crisis between Guinea and its neighbors. These are simply localized incidents between communities that have lived together for centuries, sharing history, geography, and culture. So we cannot talk about a deep crisis because there were no clashes, and the state has remained in control of the situation. These were just minor incidents between neighboring populations. Interviewer. What exactly caused these tensions? Mr. Kamara. First, there was the case of Kadaya in the Sandinia subprefecture, Farana region, where Sierra Leonean soldiers entered Guinean territory without authorization. This caused tension, but it was quickly controlled. The soldiers were handed over to Guinean authorities, taken to Conakry, and later...
Okay, you remember the incident with the Sierra Leonean when we saw the news that Guinea have arrested Sierra Leonean soldiers, right, and all of that? That is what the spokesperson of the Guinea army is narrating when he made this appearance on national television, which is being translated, right? He talked about that. He said it was observed that these Sierra Leoneans had moved onto Guinean territories without permission. So they had to arrest them and took them to Conakry and blah, blah, blah. Let's listen further.
After discussions. The second case was at the Liberian border in Cassini on the other side of the Makona River. There were misunderstandings where some Liberian communities claimed part of the land as theirs.
Let's hold the main statement right there and go to the first publication that the press secretary told the president, Kula Fofana, issued. You all remember that line when she said, the land claimed by Liberia, and it is the same phraseology that this Guinean official is using, right? That some Liberian community claimed the land. So
part of the land as theirs. In response, the state deployed security forces along the borders to protect territorial integrity and ensure free movement of people and goods.
So according to them on that side, right, the presence of these Guinean soldiers was in response to the fact that Liberian community were laying claim to land that belongs to them. So the state had to respond to deploy soldiers to ensure the protection of their territorial integrity. Meaning, they consider that place to be Guinean territories.
Interviewer: why was the tripartite summit organized?
Okay.
Mr. Kamara: the Mano River Union
Listen to
includes Liberia, Sierra Leone, Guinea, and Cote d'Ivoire, and Guinea currently holds the rotating presidency. President Mamadi Doumbouya organized the summit in line with Article 33 of the UN Charter.
Okay, so that one will lay the argument to rest as to why. Because I myself have a problem why the rest of the other leaders were going to Guinea, right? So under the MRU arrangement, the rotating presidency is now headed by Guinea or occupied by Guinea. So they had to play that leadership role. Apparently that was why they had to go to him, right? Nothing
which
more than that.
encourages peaceful resolution of disputes through negotiation. He invited the presidents of Liberia and Sierra Leone to sit and talk as a family. This helped reduce tensions and led to meaningful discussions. Interviewer: what were the key conclusions of the summit?
Correct.
Mr. Kamara: first, it helped calm tensions on the ground. Second, historical agreements were...
For the Guineans, they say the first achievement of the summit in Conakry, it helped calm tension. But on our side, it didn't. To us, it escalated the situation because we saw you moving with more men and coming further. So how come the realities are different but the same conclusion was made?
Reviewed. The most important point concerns the Makona River. According to the 1907 agreements,
the
river clearly belongs to Guinea. Both the Liberian and Sierra Leonean presidents acknowledged this during the summit.
This is what Yeke Koluba said, but Yeke Koluba got expelled. So it is an allegation that the government needs to come and clarify. The Guinean said the president acknowledged and said the land for the Guinean. So why you expel Yeke Koluba now? For the same thing that you went to Guinea and signed on, Yeke did not go there. And Yeke came to Liberia after your meeting in Conakry. It's not good to be unfair. You can use power and you start to do plenty of things. But trust me, Yeke is not, my friend like that. But this was unfair to Yeke. You go, you took your action. You sign the paper. You enter the agreement. You say, yes, you agree to land for Guinea. You give it to them. You come back and you allow them to come and sit down in the place. Then you say, because Yeke say, Yeke undermine national security, so Yeke expel. But you still maintaining the president for the same action.
Summit. He also added, there is another agreement between Guinea and Sierra Leone involving border demarcation carried out between 1882 and 1912.
So, fellow Liberians, and just before that, so why is it after the three countries met, right? The other two countries' leadership saw the need to address the nation on the details of what the meeting was about and the conclusion. But in Liberia, nothing of that happened. The Minister of Foreign Affairs was there. She has never spoken to us. Members of the Ministry of National Defense and, of course, the army were there. They have chosen to remain silent. In Sierra Leone, like we played the other day, the foreign minister addressed the country and the nation and its people about the situation. And in Conakry, the chief spokesperson of the Guinean army did. But in Liberia, no. What are we doing? We are expelling people who talk about, it's a taboo. Don't talk about Solomon border. It's a taboo. Don't talk about Solomon border and people are getting expelled. This is not right. That is the reason why when you ask anybody, they will tell you clearly that the action against Yeke was illegal. So then my question is, why are we being secretive? Why? Is there something to be secrecy about? If the parcel of land that is not whatever in your conclusion was ceded to Guinea, you come and tell the Liberian people, and then the matter is laid to rest. We'll focus on what we can do going forward. You take the political latches. But it will be outrightly irresponsible if the government fails to take responsibility of action and remain consistently trust or truthful to the people and earning their trust. So the other day we gave you it from Sierra Leone, we're giving you it from Guinea. So this is the moment for everybody to join hands and call on the government of Liberia to address this matter, particularly the Guinean position, that our president acknowledged that the land belonged to Guinea. So the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the President's office, they're under obligation. And Liberians will post this thing on our page. We'll have to share this and let the government say something about it. And beyond that, the government promised in its first or second publication or release to the nation in relation to the conflict there, that they were launching an investigation into the Makona River mining incident. No status update. Nobody's telling us what happened with it. And this is where we are. 0776 104 104 086 500 104. And let's hear you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu.
Morning.
Yeah, this is Daniel Chiam calling from the FC Bell.
Mm-hmm.
If all I have to say, Waka need to resign. He need to put in for resignation. You went to Ghana, I mean, you went to Guinea along with the Sierra Leone president. Your son, you agree that identical land belong to Guinea. Then you came, you had that agenda from the Liberian people for us. You see, you can where in Ghana. They can got that information, but you are not fast to talk to say Baka fan. You will keep telling us, you say your ass Baka. He get heavy agenda, he know what to talk in that meeting. Then you tell you. I mean, keep repeating it over and over. Then you pay money for
Yeke expulsion. It is. Thank you. Thank you very much. Research has it that Liberia has 16 major rivers, right? And out of the 16, 6 of these rivers are considered mini or major, right? And what are those 6 major rivers? Kavala River, St. Paul River, St. John River, Mano River, Lofa River, Sestos River, right? And then you have the Sano River, the Farmington, Mensorado, Du, Timbo, right? Sekwen, Grances, Rivers. Do you hear Makona River? In your civic class, your geography class, on Liberian geography. So, what did he expel Yeke Koluba for? Good morning. Morning. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good morning, Abu.
Morning, go ahead.
Okay, this is Robert. I'm going to keep on. Abu, it is us to Liberia that create a problem for now, not for us. Why am I saying this? For now, Waka should be on his retirement movement. Like the president from Ghana said or Nigeria said for to AB, that it is that people do not put it in the same term to tell the person you don't want to go and there's no God. But I want to believe that it is true that he said. Because they have caused us in this country is continue to cause us. Why are we so silent and being stupid as Nigeria? When one person a group of force behind us could not confuse us as Nigeria. It is also done in the country. It is also done. You need to prove.
Yeah. You go to Guinea, you acknowledge and get a land, bro. You can't then you remove Yaka Koluba. Say because Yaka Koluba say the land belong to Guinea. But who signed the paper? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu.
Morning.
Mm-hmm. What we've been saying and what you can see. For me, I've been saying you can say ability. Because you can body papi. You can know what's up for the place. And what we've been saying that we got to get by the argument.
Because you can't in the meeting, but the poor in the meeting, the poor giving their own report, they say the president do it. So
I will see when you get to get information or I see where you can get information on the phone, you can say
so now we need to join. We all need to join and ask our people. Yeah, that's so good. Good morning. 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 Go ahead.
I will thank you very much for the topic. I don't really know what is going in this country, like especially with our president. This president knows very well that that particular area of Liberia is owned by Guinea, and according to the reading, he acknowledged to the Guinean president that yes, this land is for the Guinea. Then why is he silent to inform the Liberian people? Why is the president hiding? What is this government hiding from Liberian people? Knowing the fact that this particular land, or they are ashamed now that they cannot tell Liberian people that this land is Guinea because they can't accept for the land.
But I assume the boy rather sitting on the land and things. At least you get the kind of clarity to the citizens there to know and make a choice as to whether they will go on Guinea side or to come by on the side.
They will not make the clarity because they have victimized Yaka Koda for the particular land issue. So if they come and say, oh yeah, they acknowledge the part of Liberian Koda, the land for Guinea automatically meaning they won't Yaka. That is what they don't want to do. You see that? They know the fact that the particular land for Guinea.
Yeah, man. We actually needed. There was no need to remove Yaka. Maybe you could find something else. Hello, morning.
Thank you very much. I'm Spencer Mohammed, and I'm called for down Coast Ponyo, Winter community in the memory of Concern Liberians for Justice. Abu, in my mind, I do not think we need rocket scientists to know to tell us that our place is actually for Guinea. How many months the incident took place? And what have been the response of this papi since the papi flew to Guinea and came back? So President Bouaka is fully aware that our place is for Guinea and he just wants to play on our mind. And the people are taking their land. So anything Yaka Koruba says, that's true. It is Yaka. It is Yaka Abu, you were here. It is Yaka that made Joe Bouaka to become president. And everything that Yaka says, do not doubt Yaka is saying the truth. They gave it daily information.
So that mean they wrong Yaka. They tell the man for a job for nothing.
Abu, they wrong the man. And that's what the Supreme Court will rule against Abu. And that's in battle.
I think Yaka Koruba people need to use the recording to go to the court. They used to use the recording and go to the court.
Definitely, we'll ask Yaka to carry it so they can have it presented to the Supreme Court. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. This is the final call. Good morning.
Yeah, Abu.
Morning.
Mm-hmm.
I know we all don't want to vote again. But I for you done that. The men who contribute.
Oh, but you know that if you want to this, you know, that's the thing. I'm telling you, I'm you know, I call it, let us talk back for there, important to the elders, someone ever start with. If you know, for the clear, and you know, you want the elders, because you have to power. So, watch here, say, you have to follow by name. So, you know, we're in trouble, my brother. We must know, that's it. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And folks, this is exactly what it is. We're doing a job, and of course, making sure that we keep the relevant debates on the public agenda, and let the government, of course, do the things that she has to do and answer the necessary question. We can let this Solombati thing to like that, and I mean, I believe if the Foreign Minister Sarah Beslow Yanti can honestly sit on public radio, she will definitely divulge the facts. Who's holding them back? If you're going to say the fact, we're not going to be in the crisis that we're in right now. Former President Sirleaf was not going to be condemning you for illegally removing Yeke Koluba, and you have now taken this action or step to sour your relationship with former President Sirleaf with a barrage of insults and disrespect for her opinions on what happened. Nor we have gone this back and forth with Amara Kone, the man who coordinated your war room, and all the other people. Listen to Councillor Teron Gongulo. Every reasonable mind on this matter, not infested with partisanship, have clearly seen that the action to remove Yeke, aside from the due process thing, the baseline for which you're removing Yeke is 40. But again, this is where we are. My name is Abu, and of course, this is how we like to bring the curtains down on this Wednesday morning midweek edition of the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9. It's 2 minutes after 10 o'clock, and our time is up. We gotta go. Until we see you tomorrow, do have yourself a very beautiful time. Congratulations and happy birthday to the Big Dior, the economic maestro, the man, Samuel D. Toure Jr., as he celebrates his birthday today. And of course, we wish you all of the best, and we pray with you that the good Lord will see you through these politicized, politically motivated prosecution that you're going to. Yes, you sacrifice for this country. You serve your people during turbulent moments. You stood in the gap. You maintain the flow of salaries. Even during COVID, civil servants were home and taking pay. Electricity was supplied free of charge. It never disrupted on anything. The drawdown of funding for the health the health funding in this country. You still maintain a system that absorb health workers that who have been laid off. Oh yes, he play a part. Congratulations, and of course, all of the best, Samuel D. Toure. Until we see you tomorrow, bye-bye.